I'm usually not very excited about smartphone gimbals. Most of them look the same and don't bring anything new to the market. I was pleasantly surprised when I got the new gimbal from Moza, the Mini MX. It's not their first foldable smartphone gimbal, but it was completely rebuilt and seems to have a lot of improvements. So let's take a closer look at the new Moza Mini MX. Moza has already made a foldable smartphone gimbal. It was a good gimbal, but the fact is, it wasn't that small after we folded it. Here we have a folding concept completely redesigned. I can call the Mini MX a truly pocket-sized gimbal, as it fits in any pocket and not just the big ones. There are some similarities of the design with the DJI Osmo Mobile 3, but there are some differences as well. One of the main points here is the tripod mount. Differently than in every other smartphone gimbal, it's not on the bottom of the grip, but right below the yaw motor. Why is that important for me? This means much more stability of the gimbal when it's resting on the table. But not only. Imagine that you want to mount it to the handlebar of a bike, for example. It will be easier and more stable to use the new positioned mount than the standard one. The grip in such gimbal is pretty important. It's something meant for people who want better holiday videos, so it has to be much more comfortable than shooting with just a phone or selfie stick. The times when the gimbal grip was a straight tube have passed. These days companies give us ergonomically designed grips that are designed to fit well in our hands. Here we have again a slight improvement of the design compared to the competition. The grip is positioned at almost 45 degrees angle and it's super comfortable to hold. If you're on a vacation, you want not only smoother video, you want easy to use gear that will make your filming easier than with just a phone. It's like with the GoPro. You can shoot a video with just a GoPro holding it in your hand, but you get a stick to make it more comfortable to hold. Filming your recreation activities shouldn't be hard or exhausting. It should be as easy as possible, and this gimbal looks like a perfect companion for such things. Folding the gimbal is fairly easy, however you've got to do it 3 or 4 times to get used to it and remember in which direction each part should go. Of course, there are marks on each part with a direction to lock and release. The gimbal has 3 buttons, joystick and a smart trigger on the back. The trigger itself has 6 different modes, which is a lot for just one button. It's a little easier when you use the Moza Genie app, because you see there which mode you are in. However, I still think that you will have to take a look at the manual to learn how to enable more hidden functions. Speaking about the app, it features everything that was previously in Moza gimbals, so object tracking, time-lapse modes and other stuff. But what is new here is gesture control. You can start and stop recording, showing the gimbal the victory gesture or a fist. Pretty cool if you want to put the gimbal on a table and, for example, use tracking feature to record yourself. Such design, of course, has some limitations, same as in DJI Osmo Mobile 3. You can't use a flashlight mode, so keep the handle horizontal when the camera is facing forward. Motors don't spin at 360 degrees, but all of that is not the problem for me in this kind of gimbal. It has to be comfortable and fun to shoot with it. If you don't enjoy using such a device, you will use it a few times and then leave it in the corner. Speaking of Moza Mini MX, using it was surprisingly enjoyable for me. And I've used a dozen of different gimbals, both for smartphones and for big cameras. This one is something I would take with me for my travel, and I enjoy shooting the videos. It's fascinating how the gimbal market evolved past years. It was still fairly new like 5-6 years ago. There were very limited options on the market and they all were pretty expensive. Today you can find a gimbal from pretty much every device that records video. Gimbals are way more advanced and become so affordable that it isn't something reserved for professional video creators anymore. Pretty much everyone can afford one and use on their vacation or for social media clips. If you want to learn more about the new Moza Mini MX, check out the link in the description. Thank you for staying with me till the end. If you find this video useful, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any new tutorials or reviews.